Hey up YouTube. So this video today I want to have a chat with you all about what's called in the industry a FOP price, and what it is it's the fuck off price. I'm trying not to swear as much unless I need to illustrate a point, and in this case you do, because that's what it stands for. From what I can gather, it is sort of known amongst all the trades, all the different industries. I've heard, people I know that are plumbers and builders, where they've referred to a FOP price in regards to a difficult job or a difficult customer. So what's my stance on it? So the reason I'm doing this, I saw one today from a bloke, and he's basically titled it as "It's a shit of a job and the customer's a funny bugger." So I put, the FOP price in, or a couple hundred on, that if I get it, it's a bonus. If I don't, when I read stuff like that, and I'm not calling anybody out, and I'm not saying don't do it, it's just, I just think to myself, if a customer's that bad or a job's that hard, and you put in a FOP price, or you put in, extortionate price, well, yeah, it might put them off, but then they're going to tell everybody that they see that, an SGM round. And because you got to remember, if someone's a nightmare, in their head they're the most loveliest person ever. And you've also got to remember, like attracts like. So they might be a proper horrible miserable boiler, but their friends are probably proper horrible miserable boilers themselves. So SGM comes along, Joe Blogs, whatever, and he gets a distinct impression that this customer is a bit of a boiler, and she says, "Oh, I want this coin back." And you go, "Yeah, no problem, £500. Well, first thing she's going to do, she's either going to tell you that's ridiculous, or she's going to tell the rest of her mates that are also boilers that, I've had this bloke round, he's charged me all this money, or he wants to charge me all this money. And then you run the risk of being super expensive or too expensive, and it just puts people off. It just makes them think, hey, we're getting done over by this guy. The flip side is what happens if she accepts? What happens if this customer's that terrible, or the job's that terrible, and she accepts? And then, well, you get a good payout, don't get me wrong, but what happens if something goes wrong in that job, or it doesn't quite meet expectations? Quite often some of these jobs are by nature, and is what it is, job. A customer's expecting, a silk purse out of a pig's ear, and by you whacking a massive price on, well, you're going to struggle to deliver that, but also you're charging them a premium for that. Another thing as well, a premium price, they might pick that. Heaven help it, they might have, a load of, quotes off different people, and they might pick you, the most expensive, thinking, oh well, we'll get the best job here. You don't really want the job, but then you price it as you want the job. You tell them it's this amount, they pick you. Well, you're then stuck working for this person, doing either this horrible job or working for this horrible person. Now, I'm not trying to put, this is how I think. This is a me opinion, an SGM opinion. I don't operate it. So what do? Well, I just tell them it's not for me. You've got to weigh it up. You really have. If it is, I've even bowed out of jobs on the back of I can't do it physically, and there is some jobs that I can't do physically. I can't do heavy digging, heavy mowing, or heavy lifting, because I don't want another hernia. So I just tell them that. I find quite often, if you just tell people, they'll understand. But the last thing I want to do is to be tied in and give somebody a whack off price, and then I'm stuck doing it. Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse. I really couldn't. So, like I said, have a think about that. Don't let it sort of, change your opinion. It's up to you if you operate like that or you do it. As I say, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying, you're bad. I'm not, no way. Your price is your price. If it needs to be 600 quid, needs to be 6 million, well, that's you. That's that's not up to me. And we don't judge people on, if they think it's right and they think, they can back it up, but don't sort of, I try not to sort of, pull people up on stuff like that. But for me personally, I couldn't think of it. Honestly, it's worst nightmare. Imagine going to some brandy and she's giving you a distinct impression she's a nightmare, and then suddenly you give her a big price, she's going to expect the earth for you. You know, I don't want it. So let me know, do you operate a flat price or don't you? Have a good day, guys. Keep on gardening.